So I'm involved with One Good Reason, which is a youth-led clothing line for about 4 years now. So I actually got involved when I was in 9th grade and my friend told me about it, and she just mentioned all the fun things that they were doing, and I just decided to get involved, and I've been doing it ever since, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And I've been kind of doing outreach to the LGBT community about this little marketing tactic by Big Tobacco that's called Project Scum, which stands for Subcultural Urban Marketing, and basically was just trying to target the LGBT community and the Castro in the 90s. When I gave a speech last year about Project Scum, and afterwards I had like this 5-minute applause and standing ovation, and people were just like, wow, that like empowered me and I want to go do more. So I think just being able to influence others is probably the best outcome ever. So before I got involved, I wasn't really confident in myself, but then after I got involved, I became very confident in what I do, and I love waking up in the morning knowing that I'm saving lives. So I think that becoming involved kind of gives kids confidence that they need and it just builds them up to being this great person when they're older. To me, being a civil liberties activist just means that I'm willing to fight for my rights and also other people's rights, and I'm willing to, even if it's controversial, I'm just willing to like stand by people and always just do what's going to be right. If I don't fight for something that's important to me, no one else will really go fight for them for me, so it's important that I become involved in the community. So winning this scholarship, it's kind of like after doing like what I do with like tobacco cessation, I kind of have like this internal award thing that I always get by knowing I'm saving lives. Then winning the scholarship is kind of an external award that kind of just goes with that internal award, and it's just kind of this great feeling knowing that there's other people in this world that are proud of the work that I'm doing. It's always good to know that the ACLU is always there to listen to any issues that come up in school or anywhere else in your life.
Well, an activist to me is a person who's willing to always stand up for what is right, even if it's not what's popular.
I'm a person that's willing to fight for the liberties, for our basic human rights as people and as citizens of this country. Not only for your civil rights, but for the civil rights of others, for those who can't stand up for themselves.
One of the first things I did was I labeled myself as undocumented and unafraid. And a lot of people, it was hard for them to believe that I wasn't undocumented.
I have been involved in advocating for immigrant rights, fighting any legislation that would incriminate anybody simply because they weren't born in the United States. Being undocumented, I realized that these things affected me, and if I wasn't willing to fight for them, then nobody else was. And so when I started getting aware of these issues, I started to get in contact with local activists and just networking from there. It just expanded really fast.
I sent out like mass text messages or Facebook posts or just emails to my friends or flyers and everything, you know, and I let them know, like, if you support me and if you agree with this and come out and do what you can, you know, make a difference. And it doesn't, you don't have to be a full-time activist or anything, but just it takes a little action to make a big difference.
One time I did a committee meeting against a bill that would make it so undocumented students would have to pay out-of-state tuition.
I got interviewed by KRCL.
I had a lot of negative phone calls came in telling me negative things, but it was hard to keep my emotions under control. But
and then just seeing how that bill didn't pass and seeing it fail, it made me really happy. It made me feel like what I actually did made a difference. That was very rewarding.
For me, it was good to get my story out there and have people be aware that I'm just like anybody else. It's a great honor to be acknowledged by the ACLU, such an important organization in this country. Education is very important, and I think the further I can go in my education, the more I can help to fight for my civil liberties and the civil liberties of others. So I plan on attending college, going to law school, and becoming a civil rights attorney.
When I am a civil rights attorney, I will help all underrepresented communities to be equally viewed and treated in society. It makes me happy that I can make a difference. It gives me something to strive for. It gives me goals. It makes me feel good that I'm doing what is right for others and for myself, for my community as well. I might just be one person, but I'm one more person that they didn't have before.
I got involved with the Ogden Outreach Center, first by coming to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ogden, and I accepted the fact that I was gay. And I decided that I didn't want other kids to go through that, or even adults. And so I just decided that I needed to help people and to bring people to know that someone loves them. I first started getting involved with the LGBTQ activism, and then after that I started getting involved in different activities like my GSA at my school at Weber High. I started it again this year and I was voted the president. GSA stands for Gay Straight Alliance, and it's just trying to create an alliance between queer youth or queer just anybody with straight allies. Whenever my friends ask me about ACLU, a lot of kids don't know about it, and I just tell them that it's a group that works to ensure people's civil liberties. And I try to help get people involved just one day at a time, just help talk to people to realize that people are people and it shouldn't matter what race, sexual orientation, no matter what, anything. They can feel safe there. Well, winning the scholarship is more than just money. Just winning it has motivated me to really push myself in college and to work really hard to ensure that people are equal. In college, I want to go into politics, and because I want to bring about gay marriage in America. I have learned a lot about helping people to understand other people. Being a civil liberties activist means to bring about acceptance, I think. If we accept other people, we can work together to create a better society.